One common description of loneliness is the feeling we get when our need for rewarding social contact and relationships are not met. But loneliness is not always the same as being alone. You may choose to be alone and live happily without much contact with other people, while others may find this a lonely experience. Or you may have lots of social contact, or be in a relationship, or part of a family, and still feel lonely. Okay, so since the pandemic started, I think we've been hearing a lot more people opening up about their loneliness and their difficulty in making friends. But honestly, I'm the opposite. I've been struggling in silence for quite a while, a lot of my life in fact. But being cooped up at home during this period of time, having my interactions with people being so limited, right, I found it really difficult to maintain existing relationships. And let's not even talk about making new friends. Even with social media at our fingertips, we are seeing Reddit threads pop up, we are seeing social apps pop up that are helping people find friends, helping people make friends. Even despite all of this, people are feeling more and more lonely. And that just goes to show that there is an added challenge when it comes to the problem of loneliness in Singapore. It's very unfortunate, but loneliness is just one of the many social issues that we are facing as a community. So, personally, like I've mentioned, I've struggled with loneliness almost all my life, moving from one social circle to the next and feeling like I've only had friends for months at a time. They move on and then I'm having to find someone new. I have not had family that I'm close to or have a life partner that I can journey with. For a lot of this time when I've been thinking about this, I've always told myself, it's okay to be alone. Being alone does not mean I'm feeling lonely, so I'm okay with this. But I think admittedly, deep down, right, I have been craving connections such as those that I'm seeing around me. So not for the lack of trying, but I've been starting to wonder, what is the issue here and how can I be making these connections? So I'll be taking you on this journey with me. We'll be going to talk to a psychologist and I will later be participating in a friend-making session. And let's see what we can learn together. So I'm now with Dr. Geraldine Tan. Since the pandemic, have you been realizing that more and more people are coming to you with the issue of loneliness?
They don't specifically come for loneliness. They come for a plethora of other issues. And then part of that symptom would be loneliness. There's a very interesting population that they go on the dating apps.
Ooh.
Yeah, they go on the dating apps and because that's the only way that they can meet people, connect with people, find a partner. Then they get very exhausted because they don't know what they're looking out for.
So then, because if we talk about like being able to connect with people, right?
Yeah.
Technologically wise, we are the most connected we've ever been.
Yes.
So why is it that people are instead feeling increasingly lonely?
There's no emotional intimacy. Have you ever realized that our young ones, they love to text all the time? But when they speak, they cannot string a sentence together and they're very, very awkward. Right? So they have a lot of friends online. They will call them friends. But they have no friends face to face. And it's quite interesting because you ask, what do you do with your friends? And they say, we play online games.
Wait, so the school friends, they don't spend time together face to face after school, but instead they go home to meet online?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's very interesting because values align because they all play computer games. There's no emotional intimacy.
Right.
There's no
They have no idea how to connect with each other.
Yeah, so we still need to converse with people. We still need to learn how to connect with another person face to face.
Is that not difficult for them though?
They take on a different persona. So online, nobody knows them. So can you imagine how lonely they feel? Because they can't even accept themselves. So they feel very accepted online. And that's the only space that they feel accepted. So their perception is nobody around me accepts me. Nobody wants me. I am an outcast. I cannot accept myself. If I cannot accept myself, then where do I belong in this world? What is my existence here in this space?
In my own life, I've also tried more so to step out and look for people that are in similar situations as me, looking for my own communities, right? Would you say that that is a big part of helping to solve loneliness?
I guess the first thing to be aware of is where is your loneliness or what is your loneliness. So it doesn't mean that you need people. The acceptance can also come from the self. If we look at the 5 pillars, I love to use the 5 pillars. So there's the physical aspect, okay, going to do something about it. Most of them will sit and they stew about things. But I'm going to encourage them to be emotionally vulnerable.
Do you have an example of how people might see this in their day-to-day lives?
Okay, let me use a picture to help us illustrate so you can see that for
Oh, a real picture.
A real
Okay,
picture,
yeah.
a real picture. This was actually gifted to me by a mother who lost her only son in a road traffic accident. And then she came back 2 years later and she said, I lost my husband to cancer. And it's not that she don't have friends. So she is very accomplished person leading a team and, surrounded by people, surrounded by friends, surrounded by family. And they would drag her out for meals, drag her out for walks, doing all the right things. But her world is just empty. The intellectual part, So you seek like-minded people and you can hold a very rich conversation. Then it helps with the social part. So that's the other pillar. So socializing does not mean that you need 100 people in your friend group. No, you don't. You perhaps only need a very intimate group. Recently I was just chatting with one of the young girls and she goes, but I'm not like my friends who can go out every night. So you need to be by yourself. But you're being unkind by forcing yourself to go out. So maybe we should then relook at what our social needs are, that maybe we just need to be with ourselves and that is okay. And the last one is that spiritual aspect. But the spiritual aspect I would feel is more for them to be with themselves, to decompress. It's a lot to do with the self.
Thank you very much for your time. I've
No worries.
learned a lot. High five.
Yes, let's go.
So now that we have a more comprehensive understanding of what loneliness is actually about and what we can do about it, I think it's important that we get even closer to the ground to see efforts that are being made by a group of Singaporeans who have decided to help other Singaporeans do something about it. So I have here with me Grace. She's the co-founder of Friendzone. Yeah, so maybe in a line, tell me what Friendzone is about.
Our Friendzone hosts events for people to make friends.
Yes, good explanation. So later we will be making friends with 4 strangers who are coming down, and I think looking at the issue of loneliness here and how building such bonds actually helps to alleviate that.
So the theme for today is life transitions.
Transitions? Oh.
So we started Friendzone about 4.5 years ago together with some friends because we realized that there weren't many opportunities in neighborhoods for young people to make new friends.
How do you feel about your current life stage?
I graduated, started work in January, got married in April, honeymoon right after.
Congratulations.
Then we just bought a house a month ago. So it's like,
Where's the baby?
okay.
For some context, I used to live on campus in university, and when we moved home, we realized that we didn't really know the people who lived around us, who are around the same age, and there aren't many opportunities for those new friendships to be formed. I think it was important to start because there's value in getting to know people different from you. And there are a lot of stories or opportunities that we could have to learn from one another or drill one another for stuff or share lobang.
What about the hey, I'd like to invite you to
I like to invite you to go check out Emo Night.
Emo Night on.
Were you seeing this in your own communities as well?
I think I was seeing it not just in my neighborhood but across Singapore. Generally, when young people exist in neighborhoods, they don't really say hi to their neighbors. Generally, it's your parents know the neighbors or your grandparents know the neighbors, but as young people, we don't really know the people who live around us.
Guilty.
So I am going to Latin America for 6 months.
Whoa.
Yeah, in approximately 3 weeks.
Oh!
Yeah,
It's very soon.
that's very soon.
Once I graduate, right, I think I'm just going to take a month off and do nothing.
You can always take a trip down to Latin America.
Do you fit into the luggage?
I'll just pay for a ticket. Hi, my name is Yusuf and I'm a student at NUS.
What were you expecting and how did your experience turn out?
We had very deep and meaningful conversations that I didn't think I would have with like random people today. And it was really a nice thing, especially for someone who doesn't really have a lot of conversations with people face to face.
I started working for like an American company. I start work at 6 a.m. I end work early afternoon-ish. That means like I now spend a lot more time in solitude. This is also like almost like a new feeling for me in a way, and kind of want to explore that like in this session, I guess. Yeah.
In our blog, we heard about a friend's dad who he lives on the 40th floor, but he throws like floor parties. So like every major event, he invites the whole floor to his house. So I think it's definitely something my wife and I will want to do next time. It is definitely important. Yeah.
Each and every one of us have this part to play when it comes to bettering our society, be it in like any small like, instance.
I think when Singaporeans, in some sense, take their own fates into their own hands and try to make a change about their own lives, I think there's an empowerment that's a bit different.
Everybody experiences life differently, right? The problems I notice are different from the problems that you notice. And so therefore we all have a responsibility to contribute to the areas or the gaps or the problems that we see. I think it's good that there are ground-up initiatives emerging to address emerging problems, right? And as new problems continue to arise, there will always be a need for new groups of people to come together to solve new problems or challenges as they come up.
So we've come to the end of the day, and I think I'm very excited to share my notes with you from today's experience, and I think it has really helped me. One very big thing that I've learned today was from Dr. Geraldine. She was talking about knowing what type of connections I need to alleviate this feeling of loneliness that I've been experiencing. For myself, that would be the craving of really having that much deeper intellectual connection and emotional connection with someone else, being able to share my life with people who are invested in it and want to listen, want to be part of that journey almost. And at the same time, I think for them to be so vulnerable and so open and willing to also then share their lives with me, and for me to then be able to be a part of that. So I hope that my experience today and my sharing has really helped those of you watching gain a greater confidence in taking that ownership of your own life, stepping out there, understanding that we have a shared responsibility to one another, and I think we can all like work together, face issues head on. I think we'll realize that we're a lot less alone, less lonely in our battles, and we can be there for each other. Thank you for watching.